Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated and our favorite sportsbook. Download the app and use the promo code CHGO when you sign up. Hawks lose 3-0 in Carolina. Their sixth shutout of the season, their 17th loss in their last 19 games. Second verse, same as the first. Here we are, fellas. Another, I guess this is kind of a predictable one. The Hurricanes are really, really good. The second best team in the NHL behind the Boston Bruins. Certainly a Stanley Cup contender. And just the Hawks were outgunned as usual, and this is the result you get.
Can we talk about, like, our holidays and stuff? Or
Sure.
Do we have to talk about this team? Look, this... It is a lack of talent. It is a lack of... I don't know. It's just...
That's it. It is truly that simple.
It is a lack. It is lacking. This team is lacking. They're lacking the horses to be competitive. They got the win against Columbus, also a team that lacks horses. It's a
lot of their horses are hurt.
Yeah,
They're
a lot
at
of
the
their
glue
horses,
factory.
and their horses are sick.
Their horses have COVID. They should use some of that dewormer. They'd be okay.
Yeah, so it's just, this is a Hurricanes team that's very good.
You're going to get us flagged on Spotify for saying that.
Let's talk about horses.
Yeah, well, that's
Okay, fair enough.
Who
fair
the
enough.
product is actually
that's
made
true.
for.
That is true.
Good point.
That is true.
All right, good point.
What was I talking about? Hurricanes are really good. Blackhawks are not.
not
It's
really
it's
good,
really
yes.
just that simple. It's it's hard to muster up any like, this team is making me. This is what this team is.
Yeah, it's tough to be upset. And if you're with us on the YouTube, we appreciate that. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you are also subscribed to our YouTube channel. We've got a poll going that said, should Alex Stalock be the starting goaltender moving forward? Yes or no? Just to be honest with you, the poll question is not a result of Peter Mrazek's performance today at all. He stopped a career-high 46 shots on 49 shots against him. After a little bit of a bumpy first period, definitely stepped up and played very, very well in this game. But I think, as we look at the big picture of the two goaltenders, that argument can be made. We'll update that poll, and we'll talk about it later, but make sure you vote on that before we move on. But, yeah, fellas, it's just, it is just like we say almost every night, they're just not good enough.
We literally joked when the Hurricanes went up 3-0, and we realized that was the same score as the last game these two teams played about a month and a half ago. We were just like, hey, Steven, do you think you can rack up the episode from November 14th and see if anybody notices?
Yeah.
Because I doubt
Same
anybody
story.
would. It's
I
the
actually
same
went back
game.
and watched it. Jay, you referred to it as a very hurricane-y loss for the Blackhawks.
All right.
All right.
Pretty cheesy by me, if I must admit. I'm glad we didn't re-rack that show.
Here's the well, that one won't get us tagged on Spotify.
No, it's true.
But,
That's true.
here's the one impressive part of the game that I was happy to witness, and you really got to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find something fun in this one. We had a goaltending matchup of Peter Mrazek versus Antti Ranta, and both of them played 60 minutes without getting hurt. That's impressive. Nicely
That's a
done,
win.
boys.
Good job,
You
guys.
figure with those two guys,
We did
somebody was hurting a knee or pulling a groin. Two very fragile goaltenders, and they both came out and played 60 minutes. So congratulations,
Way to go.
to those guys.
They
In
did
all
it.
seriousness, Peter Mrazek, outside of that first period, was very good. Even the first half of that first period. No Roids Just Rage mentions that he was leaving the crease a lot. I don't know if that was just by design. You could argue that, hey, he heard how much Luke Richardson raved about Alex Stalock going out to play the puck, and maybe he was trying to do it. Don't do that,
Trying to
Peter.
be
You're
aggressive.
not. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid when you do that.
But I mean, just stop giving up rebounds, dude.
That's the thing.
Stop giving up rebounds.
That's
Those
it,
first
yeah.
two goals never would have happened without giant rebounds. Yes, Connor Murphy deposited the second one in his own net, but he wouldn't have had to if he didn't kick it right back into the middle of the ice. You wouldn't have had to make 46 saves if you didn't give them 3 shots every time they took one.
Right.
absorb the damn puck. It can't be that difficult. Other
Apparently
goalies do
it
it.
is.
Apparently,
Every other
it's
goalie can do
difficult,
it. They don't have to do it every time, but once or twice would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's with Mrazek. It's really with Stalock. I feel like he's out there making it look difficult, but he's making most of the saves that he's asked to. With Mrazek, a lot of nights he makes it look difficult and he's not making the saves. And I think that's where I think our poll question comes out of, is that when Stalock's been healthy, when he's been in the lineup, surprisingly he's been good.
Yeah.
And I think we're not saying that Alex Stalock playing is going to ruin the tank. I think if you look at the 18 skaters that the Blackhawks put out most nights, you don't have to really worry about ruining the tank, given the talent matchups. But at least with Stalock, it's another way to keep games interesting. That's for sure, and it's another way to kind of give you some semblance of like, hey, and like you said, it's not an indication of how Mrazek played tonight, but it's an indication from the coaching staff if they're going to start giving Stalock more starts, of saying like, hey guys, like we're still trying to be competitive in these games and win these games, so we're going to go with the goalie that has given us more opportunities to be competitive in these games.
That's my thing, and we've talked all season about how Luke Richardson can keep players invested and competing and all those sort of things as the 17 losses in 19 games start to pile up. Rewarding the players who deserve to be rewarded, playing the guys who deserve to play. And I think he's done that for the most part. I don't think that he's played favorites by any means, but I don't know what metric we're using to look at those two goalies, Mrazek and Stalock, and say Mrazek should be the guy that starts every night. You can go back and look at their overall career. Okay, fine. Mrazek had some nice seasons in Carolina. Great. That was a long ass time ago. And you got to do what what have you done for me lately? And it's true. And again, this is not about tonight's game. I had these same thoughts before this game started. And you look at Mrazek's numbers, he's got a goals against average above 4. That's like NHL 23 rookie mode goals against average. That's unheard of for a starting goalie.
Well, and it's the save percentage that kills him too. 870 something. I'm sure it jumped up a little bit tonight. But you can't have that as a starting goaltender in a tank season. Sure, but as trying to put out the most competitive roster you can on most nights, in net, you go with the guy who's producing a save percentage that's above league average right now. Yeah, and that's Alex Stalock.
But if he plays every night, does it stay above that mark? Like,
probably not.
No, here's my reason why.
But he only has up to right now.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. No, I would have no problem if you gave Stalock 2, 3, 4 starts in a row. But here's why I voted no in the poll. And it's got nothing to do with the performance of either. I don't think either one of these guys can be a guy that plays 5 out of 6 games, 4 out of 5 games. I just don't think they can handle it.
Yeah.
I know Stalock's injury this year was based off of getting hit in the head, but he hasn't had a great run of it. He was out of the game pretty much for a full year. So can he physically do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. So maybe don't push either one of these guys and just keep the 50-50. Maybe if a guy, if Stalock comes out and shuts out the St. Louis Blues on Thursday, then give him the Friday start, give him 2 in a row, or Saturday start, whatever. I have no idea what day of the week it is anymore.
Same.
So
we'll get our calendar reset.
It's not gonna,
on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
It's not going to make a difference until hockey season's over. Just every day is a day. Like I have no conception of weekdays or weekends anymore.
Every day is a winding road.
Yes, it is. And
thank you, Cheryl.
So yeah, I just don't know if those guys can only do every other game.
Yeah.
Physically.
By the way, Lebowski calling me out properly, saying that Jay once said in regards to important tank games, those are the Stalock games, my friend.
We all said that.
We all said that before the
Jay.
season.
We all said it. A lot of you guys said it. And here we are saying, nope, we can't play Stalock. He's too good.
And I also think a lot of people who are saying, start Mrazek are kind of saying, because I want to keep losing. I want the team to lose night after night after night after night. And and it's going to keep happening. I don't think that's much of a question. I just really worry about you're trying to build a culture here, and it's almost impossible to maintain a positive attitude when it's just lost. Like, you could say, like, well, Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves shouldn't pout. These guys aren't used to this, right? It's just it's an impossible thing to go through for any competitor, especially guys as competitive as them, and you want to make sure that the atmosphere is good. But on the other hand, who's here that actually matters? I don't know. That's kind of the balance, right? And I don't know. I feel bad for the players because for the most part, they're out there given what they've got. Have there been momentary lapses? Of course. There was a moment tonight where Troy Murray called out some guys on the power play for not hustling, not taking a chance, making a quick line change when they didn't need to, those sort of things. And they're going to happen as the season goes on. Well, you've got to stop that stuff from snowballing on top of each other. And I just don't know how. I feel bad for the players. I feel really bad for Luke Richardson, who, look, he knew what he was taking.
Yeah.
He knew what he was coming into, but it doesn't make it easier to go through this day after day after day, trying to be positive, trying to keep the team's head up, trying to keep it competitive. The longer this goes, the harder it's going to be. And quite frankly, I mean, by early March at the trade deadline, even if Taves and Kane stay, you're still going to lose probably Domi, probably Athanasiou, probably a couple other names we're not expecting, and it's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really, really hard for this team to, complete the season without completely freaking out, because I would be.
Right.
I went through a winless football season in high school, and it's
Same.
freaking brutal.
It sucks.
It's brutal.
Yeah, I mean, for Luke Richardson, that's as part of the organization, that's who I feel bad for the most, because he was thrown into the situation given this roster and said, here, go make something out of it. And it's just like, for that to be your first NHL head coaching assignment, I mean, that's just, you're literally dealt a losing hand and told to tough it out. And that's tough. The players, they are being compensated for their time pretty well. So, but yes, they're in a situation where the organization has not been shy about saying, we want this team to have the best odds at landing the top pick in the 2023 draft. And to be on the team that is supposed to do that, that requires a ton of losing. And a lot of these guys don't have that experience. So I don't fault them if it's tough to get up for these kinds of games. And I think it's just going to be the narrative of this season. And, we're coming up to the change of the year into January, when all accounts are saying that this meeting between Kyle Davidson and Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves and their agent Pat Brisson is supposed to happen this upcoming month. And then we'll see where things go from there, because that's really, like, these games right now leading up to January, February, March, it's kind of just, let's get these out of the way. What's happening with 1988? That's the next thing that really makes a difference in this season.
Yeah, I put that. I did a little 3 Blackhawk fans' wishes for Christmas, and that was one of the wishes. Just some closure on the Kane and Taves.
Or some progress.
Something.
Yeah.
Something new in the story. Say, yes, they are open to being traded. Okay, cool. And then you wait to the deadline, because at least you know it's coming. We can know that, hey, at some point they're going to be gone. Or they both say, or one of them says, no, I'm going to play out the season. Then at least you know. Let's get some closure one way or the other, some progress, something, so we can at least be like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I don't know. At least, like, if they have a conversation, say, yeah, we're both open to being traded in the right situation. At least just say, okay, then it's probably going to happen based on finding the right situation.
Right.
Or one of them says, no, I don't want to be traded. At least you can say, okay, now we know.
There are 31 NHL teams that will try and make it the right situation for those guys.
I'm sure. And, so that was one of the things that I think Blackhawk fans want, because it's it's exhausting.
Do you think, though, them saying, let's say this meeting happens January 3rd, right, with Kane and Taves and Davidson, if they say, yeah, we're gonna stay, I don't know if that's closure. I don't know if that, because I think that could change. I think if starting January 4th or 5th, whatever their game is
it could change, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, by February, they'd be like, you know what?
change
they can definitely pull a Denny Lemieux. Yeah.
Like, I think the only closure is if they say, yes, we are open to being traded.
Right. They want, I think.
Because nothing's going to happen.
Because then, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's going to happen. We're like, you know what? I've had a change of heart. Now that we've only lost 16 of 20, we're going to stay.
Right.
You know, so it's tough. There's some conversation going on in the chat about next season being a little more interesting, and I think this could be a topic for another day, fellas. But
I agree. Somebody said, I think Parabolic said it will be more exciting than everybody thinks. I think so. It's going to be lousy hockey, but it will be a little more exciting because we're going to see more of the guys that could be here when they're good again. There's going to be more things, more storylines,
new toys. New toys
more
to play
things
with.
for us to watch and say, yeah, they lost 4-2, but did you see how good so-and-so played? He's going to be like, there's
the
things
Justin
to look
Fields
for.
Bears thing.
Exactly.
I don't care that they have 3 wins. They have a quarterback, and that's all that matters.
So we could start identifying actual pieces to the puzzle next season. None of that is happening now.
The only guy is Kurashev. And I guess you could say Isaac Phillips, who is a brute, like, when I say brutal, not because of him, but a hard luck -3 in this game. That third one, that was a little bit on him. He kind of coughed it up from the boards, and it rolled harmlessly to the crease, but not so harmlessly after all. But otherwise, just kind of a victim of bad bounces.
And that's the thing with next season. I think there's going to be a lot of nights where that is the case with whatever young player it is. And I think that we'll care more about that than these games, I think. Well, because like you said, there will be more to look at and pinpoint and focus on, because likely the roster will include a Reichel. It'll likely include maybe, Kurashev, maybe Phillips. It could be Connor Bedard. It could be Adam Fantilli.
Freaking better be.
It could, there are going to be players where we can dissect every shift of a game, and because it will matter. And to the point you said at the beginning of the show, Jay, like that, it goes to this comparing it to this roster. It's like, who really matters to this team?
I mean, that's the challenge, and I think our daily viewers know that's a challenge for us too. It's like, do we want to X and O break down the power play when it's like they're just bad? Mm-hmm. Like it's not a matter of strategy, or it's just not.
When his team is competing for a playoff spot, Jujhar Khaira and Mackenzie Entwistle are not going to be on the second power play unit. So there's really no reason to pay any attention of what they do on the power play.
Yes, exactly. It's just not the strategy thing. And we were talking before the show on Christmas Day, NBC Sports Chicago took a break from ripping us off and started showing the Blackhawks Cup clinching games. What happened? Someone just say that. That sounded just like me, but I don't think that was me.
Yes, they ran those
and
games.
I was watching the Blackhawks Stanley Cup champion teams, and you're like, every pass is on the money. Every puck at the blue line is held in. Every good scoring chance is converted. Every tough save is made. And on and on and on. And, like, you've got your third pair of Johnny Oduya, like, making blind backhand passes up the middle of the ice leading to breakaways. Every player on that team was effective. And you see the juxtaposition of then versus now, and they're far away.
Yeah.
They're far away. And, getting Fantilli or Bedard helps that. But even if they get Connor Bedard, don't expect next year or the year after that, or even maybe the year after that, for the Hawks to be competitive again. Maybe we can start talking about sniffing playoff spots then, because they've got all that money, and that 2024 free agent class is huge.
Connor Bedard would be pretty damn
be a nice one,
dude,
too.
And you get Connor Bedard, and there's your selling piece to Austin Matthews. Hey, come out of the media spotlight in Toronto.
Or Mitch Marner, whichever one is leaving.
Yeah,
they
come
can't
play.
Keep them both.
Yeah,
or
come
Nylander,
play in another
or
huge market that's going to be thrilled to have you.
Yeah.
an American market with this kid.
You're playing in the third biggest market in Chicago, yet the team is covered like a small market team. Like no one, you're going to be able to enjoy Chicago. You're going to be able to go out and like 2 people are going to know who you are.
Right.
But when you win, you'll be the king of the town.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He'll be DraftKings king of the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we want to
perfect.
Earlier in the chat, our pals from PHNX
they
chimed in saying that they need the Blackhawks to stop losing. Nope.
Hey, worry about your own.
Yeah, worry
your
about
own
your
team
own
winning
botched
too many
take
games
over there in the Mullet Arena.
Get on Shane Gossesbear's case.
Yeah, he's way too good for you guys.
Yeah,
he's being counterproductive. We're going to be seeing our Coyote friends here in a few days.
Yeah, January 6th.
January 6th, a week from Friday.
Friday. It's
Again,
a Friday
I have
game.
no idea
Where were you January 6th? Watching the Hawks and Coyotes?
I will be at the
Where were
United
you?
Center.
Yes.
Weirdo. Boy, we're going to get flagged for all kind of stuff.
Hey, Joe Rogan can stay on the air. We'll be fine.
Exactly right. All right, friends, you love meat. Most of you are from Chicago, so that's a given. You like shoving meat products in your face, just like I do.
Yeah.
There's no better than our friends at Green Ridge Farm. Yeah, the deli meats are absolutely outstanding. Mm-hmm. They are my family's go-to for lunch meats. It is the only brand I buy anymore because it's that damn good. But they really want you to know about their famous meat sticks that are perfect for tailgating, happy hour, and school lunches. They're all natural with hardwood, and they're hardwood smoked for 8 hours. 16 grams of protein per stick. Make that perfect post-workout snack. They come in chicken, black forest beef, and flavors like jalapeno cheddar, and my favorite, the spicy chili. Listen, if you haven't tried these yet, they're amazing. It is a CHGO Blackhawks and Fat Guy Jay Zawaski guarantee that you will love the Green Ridge Farm meat sticks. You can always find them in the refrigerated section at Costco, Sam's Club, or in your local Chicagoland grocery store. And listen to this deal, folks. Right now, when you order any 3 meat products at greenridgefarm.com and include a pack of meat sticks in your cart, the meat sticks will be free simply by using the code CHGO at checkout. Again, add any 3 meat products to your cart at greenridgefarm.com, then include a pack of meat sticks. Those meat sticks will be free with the code CHGO. So take advantage of that great deal from our friends at Green Ridge Farm, Simply Natural Meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and while you're enjoying your tasty meat products from Green Ridge Farms, you can protect your precious eyeballs by grabbing yourself some Shady Rays, who never understood why sunglasses were so expensive, so they went out and they changed the market. You don't have to break the bank for quality sunglasses this winter because our friends at Shady Rays have you covered. Shady Rays are premium polarized shades featuring world-class optical clarity, substantial durability, and styles catered to everyone and every lifestyle. Best part about Shady Rays, they have the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. If you lose or break your shades on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Did you drop them in one of our frozen lakes or off one of the many cliffs found here in the Chicagoland area?
So many.
Any way you break them or lose them in day one, they will replace them. Even with that strong of a protection program, they still manage to make quality that I could tell you, for being a very loyal customer of theirs, they are just as good, if not better, than any one of those expensive pairs that you find on the market. And Shady Rays customers will agree with that statement, as they have given over 200,000 5-star reviews. Oof. Shady Rays also provides 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order placed, and have donated over 20 million meals to date. So you're going to look really cool while doing something cool for others. They stand behind their product, and they have told us that if there's any problem, they will take that profit, ball it up, walk over to the giant test window at the Shady Rays factory, open that bad boy up, and toss it out. They don't care. They will pay to ship any problems back. You either love the Shady Rays or they'll take them off your hands for you. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use the promo code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more pairs of sunglasses at shadyrays.com. That's buy one, get one free, kids. That's a good deal. And you can get 2 pairs for as low as $54. The more you buy, the more you save. Redeem only at shadyrays.com, where you can find all of their newest and best shades.
All right, updating our poll here on YouTube. Should Alex Stalock be the starting goaltender moving forward? 48% of you say yes. 52% say no. That is really, really close. Like the way that's going. That means it's a good poll when it's split like that. So really, really
honestly,
solid stuff there.
We're in a situation where there is no wrong answer.
Right.
So it's just interesting for us to spitball about, see what the fans think. And I think probably a little bit of the vote probably is influenced by tonight's performance. But, hey, I mean, you need Peter Mrazek to have a good game individually to at least give him a little bit of confidence. Because if you keep getting shelled and you keep just, giving up 4, 5, 6 goal nights, I know the losses and the team morale is probably not where a lot of guys want it to be, but as much as hockey is a very team mentality, when one guy individually feels like he's playing good, at least he feels better. And if he feels better, then he can play better, and that can then maybe translate to the rest of the room.
Yes, I mean, especially a goaltender.
Yeah.
That stuff can be contagious a little bit. And I've had the pleasure of interviewing several of the dynasty era Blackhawks, and they say when they have faith in their goalie, they play better. They play more loose, and they're. I guess I can't remember which player it was, but he said not fearing making a mistake makes you play more mistake free. I know it's he probably worded it a little more eloquently than that, but the fear of making a mistake because you don't trust your goalie is going to lead to more errors than just playing your game and knowing that the guy behind you's got your back.
You're thinking too much.
Yeah.
Right. And that was, speaking again of the dynasty teams, a luxury they had throughout the dynasty. It was Niemi and Huey, okay? Then it was Crawford and Emery and Crawford and Darling and Crawford and who am I missing?
Ranta.
Yeah, there was always a 1-2
Marty
punch.
Turco?
Marty Turco. That was that was short lived. Was that the Cup year?
No, that was 10-11.
10-11.
Yeah.
That was the year after the first cup. Yeah.
God, what Jesus.
Yeah,
I had blocked that out.
That was bad. But he was fun. He's a good dude.
Oh yeah, super fun. I just think his heart wasn't in it. He was like the last free agent to I'll go to Chicago. What the hell?
Yeah, right.
I'll play out my career here. Yeah. Anyway, interesting. So yeah, we should mention, by the way. Well, let's save the Patrick Sharp stuff for later.
Yeah.
Why don't we get our 4 stars of the game out of the way here?
And
go
back to the game.
And remember, at the end, we're going to do our Tankathon simulation.
Yes.
What do we got so far in terms of likes here? 31. That's not enough.
31.
We got to get to 50 for an extra spin.
Yes, got to get the 50 for an extra spin. Smash the like button. We've got 60 people in the chat, but only half of you have hit the thumbs up, and whoever hit the thumbs down can bite it.
Put that thumb somewhere else.
Yeah. So, and we are, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, please make sure you're doing that. We're under 100 away from hitting 23,000. So we would love to start
March. That's incredible.
We would love
awesome.
to start 2023 with 23,000 subscribers. So if you haven't hit subscribe, please do that as well. I see that thumbs up jumping up. Someone else can bite it. Up to 40. All right.
All right. We're looking good for the extra spins. Yeah, 23 is a good number in this town.
Yeah.
Get to
it's
23,000.
Jay LaRue, Jim Vandermeer.
Phil Kershaw.
That's right.
Christopher Stieg, version 2.0.
Oh, Devin Hester was all right.
He was okay.
Devin
Anyone else?
Hester.
Anyone we're missing? Nope. I think we got them
Was there a...
Jermaine Dye?
Yeah, I was going to say. There was a baseball player who did.
all. Ryan Sandberg?
Ryan Sandberg? Yeah, he was
Sandberg.
all right.
I think we got them all.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, let's do the 4 stars. All right, the 3 stars of the game. Number 3 star, Jordan Martinook. Him of the weird name. He had a goal. He was a +2.
Martinook. He's the guy that shouts at Svechnikov, isn't he?
Yeah, I hate that guy from that commercial. That was back in the NHL.TV where you had to watch and they only showed you that same clip after every break. I hate Jordan Martinook. All right, sorry.
Jesper Fost gets the 2nd star. He also had a goal.
He was pretty
and was
fast.
a +2. 2 shots on goal for him as well. And the number 1 star of the game, your friend and mine, Antti Ranta, with the shutout, stopping all 24 Chicago Blackhawks shots.
Good for him.
16th shutout of his career. Stat that was pointed out.
liked him.
stat that was pointed out about the Blackhawks by Mark Lazarus. They have been shut out 6 times this season. All of the 23 strike shortened season and the 2013 strike shortened season and the 2013-2014 season, those two combined, 4 times the Blackhawks were shut out.
Wow.
6 times this year.
Well,
They actually had
It is a different time,
Yep.
ladies and gents.
It sure is.
all right. My 4-star, who was noticeably the
segue.
best Blackhawk, and that's a problem, is Jason Dickinson.
Hey,
He had 15-28 of ice time, 3 shots on goal. He was tied for the team lead there. 2 more shot attempts. He had a hit and won 54% of his faceoffs. Nothing against big old Jay Dick, but when he is your most noticeable player on the night,
Jay, Dick, and Son.
that's not great.
Dicky, I believe, is his nickname in the locker
Dicky.
room.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe it's Dicky. Yeah, the third line was the best line that they had going tonight, and it's not saying much, but when your top 6 is almost invisible, like someone has to provide some sort of pop, and it came from the third line of Dickinson and Lafferty and Athanasiou tonight.
Patrick Kane had 3 shot attempts.
Just 1 on goal. Jonathan Taves, same thing. And that was coming from Kane playing arguably his best 2 games of the year, and just wasn't there tonight. I'm going to go my 4-star. I'm going to stick with that third line. I'm going to go with Lafferty, Samuel.
Lafferty Samuel.
A fairly regular guest of this segment. But he was really good, too. He finished the night 16-20 of ice time, including a bunch of time on the penalty kill. He had 2 shots on goal, 5 shot attempts, 5 hits, and a takeaway. So Samuel Lafferty doing Samuel Lafferty type things. I don't know why I keep calling him Samuel, but
Samuel.
That's who I'm going with. Way to go, Mr. Lafferty.
I'm looking here at our blue line friends.
Yep.
And the best blue line person tonight was Jake McCabe. The worst was Isaac Phillips, and I'll just show Greg. Look at that.
That's bad. I mean, I don't know what these lines mean, but
that is a big blue line going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But my 4-star is not measured in blue lines, but it is somebody that we have talked extensively about tonight. It's Peter Mrazek. He had to make a career high in saves with 46. The goals he gave up, the first goal, it looked like he was kind of going aggressive goalie there and may have been out a little bit too far in his net. Would love to see him, if he's going to be that far out in net, make the save from that far out. But the second one, Connor Murphy plays pinball with the puck. And the third one, Isaac Phillips, just a rough handling, and it ends up right in front, and the Hurricanes are able to make a play on it. So really tough to kind of hang those 3 on him directly, but bounce back effort. We wanted to see the nice even 50 burger of shots on goal, but we only stopped at 49. It was up to 50, and then they took one away. Would have liked to have seen him face 50 even shots, but makes 46 saves, or 4th star rather tonight for myself.
He deserves it. A 49 burger does not roll off the tongue quite as well as a 50 burger.
That's true.
I'd still eat
true.
a 49
I would still try the 49
good.
burger.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, speaking of Patrick Kane, our friends at DraftKings had a pregame. They'll have those quick same-game parlays.
Yeah.
Where you just click it and it's like, do you want to bet this?
Preset bet.
For plus 10,000 today, you could have, all you needed to convert. It was very easy. The Hawks on the money line. Nope. Patrick Kane to score 2 or more goals. Nope.
Oof.
Minus 1.5 on the puck line in the first period for the Hawks. Nope. And the Hawks to score the first goal. That was plus 10,000 on DraftKings.
Might as well have been plus $1 million.
I put $1 down.
I put $1 too, and
it was quickly gone.
These are how these sports books stay in business. Idiots like you and me go, I'll throw $1 at that, and you get 100,000 people do that a day, and you're making some good money.
Yeah, so 3:36 into the game,
It was over.
It was over. My dollar was gone, and DraftKings was just
I would have been better off just taking $1 out of my wallet and lighting it on fire.
yeah. Those are fun though. I love.
It probably would have taken longer for the dollar to burn than it did for the Blackhawks to give up the first goal.
Yeah.
I would have gotten literally more bang for my buck.
However,
That's
I did
true.
convert on the other bet I place every game almost. Carolina to score first, Carolina on the money line, all that stuff. So that's a winner. So I'll take that. And remember, folks,
betting.
as we give them an extra plug here, DraftKings Sportsbook is America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app and use that promo code CHGO when you sign up. All right, I can't talk. We got to put the handsome graphic up because
yes.
our viewers deserve.
Bring some handsomeness to the show.
They deserve this graphic. The handsomest man in hockey. I think he still holds that title, by the way.
He's technically still in hockey.
Officially
He's
a
still
broadcaster.
he is still active in hockey.
Happy 41st to 3-time Stanley Cup champion Patrick Sharp, who we see him in the press box and he goes by, and there is just like an aura around that dude.
Yeah.
He has a presence. That's for sure.
He's got a presence. I've enjoyed him in the booth. I wish he was in there a little more.
Yeah.
And I know this season was a bit of a scramble with the whole Eddie O fiasco and them having to kind of at the last minute find somebody to take the job. But I think him and Vosters and Colby Cohen have a nice little vibe going, kind of a ball-busting situation
Yeah.
going on. And his analysis is really, really solid. I hope that they can figure out as the years go on a more permanent schedule for him because I think he's really good at it. He seems like he enjoys it. I don't know. The more Patrick Sharp, the better for me because it also improves the radio broadcast. Having
Right.
Troy over there and then using Kaylee's, expertise in the background, it just, what is the thing? High tide raises all ships or whatever it is.
Sure.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
that sounds
Yeah, it just
sounds like something somebody smart
Yeah,
would
it sounds
say.
like something smart. It makes everybody better. So I would love to see Sharpie be.
I do wonder if what the plan is beyond this season.
Yeah.
Is he part of it? Did he just say I'll do you this solid, or I wonder what they're going to do with that. But go ahead, Greg. You had something.
I agree with that. Like, I would hope they would have something, that they could line up and announce relatively early into the off season. But our buddy Sean from CHGO White Sox and CHGO Bets chimed in earlier, said this was the first time that he was able to watch the booth, and he said it seemed a little flat with Vosters and Troy. It could be a little bit of just the team. It's a hard game to really talk, and those guys have had a long day. I mean, the
jet lag is certainly a factor.
Well,
yeah.
Because the NHL is great. We talked about this a little bit after the Friday post-game show. Because they're on a break, nobody was allowed to travel yesterday. So every road team, including the Blackhawks, had to travel today to get to their game. So the Blackhawks were on an airplane at 6 o'clock this morning, including Vosters and Murray. So they've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you got to call that game. I'll give them a little free pass. So I will say,
I hope everyone had a nap.
As much as I love Troy Murray, just in every aspect, as a human being, as a broadcaster, as a player. He is better on the radio with John just because they've got those decade plus of chemistry together. I think Vosters and Sharp are better, and Vosters is better with Sharp. And then you throw in the Cohen, that deal, because they're kind of the same age group, same, and so I think they get they have better chemistry together. And I think 82 games with that trio would be good. I know Vosters gets a lot of unjust things thrown at his way because he's not Pat Foley. I know Colby Cohen gets an unbelievable amount of
death threats.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling hockey games, guys. It's not the end of the world if a guy, gets a name wrong or anything. It's go out and smell some flowers or something. But I would like to see Foster, Sharp, and Cohen get all 82 games and see what we're at after that. I think there's some potential there.
Well, look, it takes time. Pat and Eddie weren't great day one.
Right.
Pat and Dale weren't great day one.
No.
It takes time, and
we weren't great day one.
Well,
we're still working on it.
I think we were.
Yeah,
I think we were.
Hey, by the time we'll get our chemistry down right when the Hawks are ready to make a cup run.
Perfect.
Yeah, we got 6 years to work on it.
Let's go.
What?
At least.
Yeah, no, but there are every night we see people in here kind of bagging on Vosters. Like,
We see one person.
he couldn't be more different from Pat Foley.
Yeah.
He is Vosters. We talked to him. He had a Daffy Duck poster on his wall. He's like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like? You know what I mean? His his experience. He grew up in a totally different time and place than Pat Foley with a different era of hockey, and he's replacing a legend. So what can he do aside from be himself? Right? And yes, it's going to take time. And I mean, I think, Chip Carey replaced Harry, even though it's his grandson. Yeah, grandson. Right?
Yeah.
Impossible task. He from day one, people hated him. Right? It was just an impossible thing to do.
He also sucked too.
Well, he was not great either. That's also true. And a little bit corny.
It's super rare for someone to step into the shoes of a legend in many cases and be able to live up.
Right. Unless they're an established, almost a legend already.
Right,
Anyway.
right.
And
Yeah, unless they brought in Doc Emmerich to replace Foley.
Exactly. Like,
Right, yeah.
Replacing Doc Emmerich with Kenny Albert is not that big of a downfall because Kenny Albert is already an established, really good play-by-play guy.
Right.
So yeah, give, and I could tell you from somebody who sees Chris off the ice, he puts in a ton of work to try and improve.
He's
there every day. He's asking questions of the beat reporters and the players. He wants to get better. He knows there's plenty of room for improvement, and he strives to be better every day. He worries about, did I say that name right? Is the play, did I use the correct term? Him and Colby sit together at almost every practice, and he's picking Colby's brain and asking, did I say this right? Did I do this right? He wants to be the best that he could possibly be, and he's trying to improve, and that's all you can ask.
Well, the Soderblom thing is just sort of illustrates that, because he's Soderblom. He went to the guy and said, "How do I correctly say your name? Because it's been discussed, and it is my job to say your name correctly." And filmed it and got the audio, and we all now know how to say it. Soderblom.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's that just sort of indicates the work that he's willing to put in. The fact that he's at every practice, he's at every morning skate, and like you said, picking brains of not just Colby, whoever's around.
Opening night, Denver against the Avalanche. It was a TNT game, so he wasn't there. He wasn't in the booth. He wasn't calling that game, but he was still at the game.
Yep.
And he actually sat next to Charlie and I in the press box and was asking questions the whole game. Hey, what should have been the correct play there? He wants to know everything so he can be better. And that, to me, that's a great asset. And Jamie Ratty says, annoys me to see people pick through every little mistake Foster's makes. This is true because let me tell you, the last 10 years of Pat Foley were chock full of mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
And mispronunciations.
And apologies.
And cringe-worthy jokes that nobody thought was funny except Pat Foley. So let's not, gloss over the fact that Foley had lost quite a bit on his fastball the last few years.
Lots of ice cream segments.
Yeah.
During a dynasty.
Could you imagine
hockey.
Pat and Eddie during this season? That'd be awful.
Oh, God.
Dave would have checked out already. He would have checked out.
I wonder if that sort of motivated Eddie's departure, saying, you know what, this is going to suck, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's understandable.
Who knows?
It's understandable for
Who
sure.
knows?
But just to get back to Sharpie, and I mentioned it earlier, but watching those Cup winners, it's just a reminder of, first of all, that wasn't that long ago, even though it feels like a lifetime ago. But man, those teams were so good, and when we were in Denver, the three of us kept telling our DNVR counterparts, please do not get jaded about this. Don't say, oh, the regular season's boring, just get me to the playoffs. Cherish every second, because I'm guilty of it. Towards the end of the dynasty, I'm like, regular season, come on. Let's just get to what matters, This stuff is rare. For teams to be this great for a long time, it doesn't happen very often in any sport, especially a sport with as much parity as hockey with the hard cap and everything. So I wish I had enjoyed it a little more and kind of cherished and really kind of reveled in how great they were, because I miss it now. That's for damn sure.
Well, even today, we've got the dual TVs here in the office, and we had the Hawks game on one, we had the NHL Network on the other, and the World Junior game had ended, so they're doing the on the fly, and they showed us Minnesota Winnipeg, and they had the game was on for 90 seconds, and you had said, wow, there's been 4 scoring chances in just this little bit of time, and I said, well, that's what happens when both teams have talent.
Oh yeah,
you see it today. You watch any other not any other game, but you watch a game
Most
that
other.
has 2 playoff teams in it, and you're like, I mean, we're going to be on sensory overload. come
Yeah,
Stanley Cup playoffs.
when
It's
the
gonna be like,
playoffs when the playoffs start this spring and summer, it's going to be just a wild experience to
it's going
see.
to take a few games to get back into the this
Yeah.
is what it's supposed to look
Yeah,
like.
this is what great hockey looks like, and yeah, I mean, there's times when I go back, and just today I took some time to watch some old highlights of Patrick Sharp and those Cup era Blackhawks, and it was just nice. It was just nice to watch, a team that was the Blackhawks, just playing hockey at the peak of the way the game can be played, and it's just such a stark contrast to what it looks like, just a completely different game.
Yeah.
Watching the game tonight versus watching it, what the team could do 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. And being able to be the team on the other side of a game like tonight, like being the Blackhawks of that time, being what the Hurricanes did tonight, putting up 49, almost 50 shots, and also shutting out an opponent and never letting them into the game, and just being like just the big brother holding the little brother back, and just like, you can swing your arms all you want, I'm holding you right here and until for the next 60 minutes, and just being able to be that team.
Yeah.
And when we talk about having a plan and trying to get back to being that team, that's the journey that we are all on as Blackhawks fans and people who observe the team and want the best for the team. That is the journey we have started this season with getting back to that time. And it's going to take some deep cuts. It's going to take being the worst team in the league. It's going to take trading players that have good value to up your chances of getting players that have exceptional value.
Yeah.
Like someone today tagged me on Twitter of the Athletic was going through their worst of the calendar year 2022 of the NHL, and the Blackhawks, by no surprise, were all over that article for many different reasons.
We're number 1.
And and they were saying, talk some sense into these people. And I'm like, what do you want me to say? Like, everything that they have criticized about the Blackhawks is fair game. Like, it's tough to see the Blackhawks trade away a guy like Kirby Dach, trade away a guy like Alex DeBrincat, be so transparent with saying, yeah, we want to suck this year. Because at the end of the journey, we're hoping and we're trying to build towards the best odds of getting top-end talent. That happens when early first-round picks. Build that top-end talent, develop those young players, because it doesn't happen overnight with, we got Connor Bedard, book the parade route. Because that's not how it happens. Look at a team like Edmonton. They got Connor McDavid. Have they booked the parade route yet? No. They had to still build and still find a formula around a player like him. When Jonathan Taves when Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane came to town, there was already a team that was ready for them to step into that locker room and push them over that hill. So with the odds that the Blackhawks have right now, top odds of getting Connor Bedard, that is a big piece of the puzzle. It's not the last piece whatsoever. And a lot of the chat tonight has been focused on the World Juniors. 4 prospects on the Canadian team, along with Connor Bedard, along with Adam Fantilli, 1 prospect with Sweden. There's plenty to look at. There's plenty to watch. And it's just a sliver of what is the next era of the Blackhawks and what the team is investing in to get back to that point. To get back to that point where we're watching hockey games and we're like, every pass is on the tape. Every loose puck they win. Every board battle in the corner, they're coming out with the puck. And every scoring chance is a threat. And we're not there yet. No. And the goal is to be on the other end of games like tonight.
Connor Bedard and Adam Fantilli are not the be-all, end-all of this rebuild. They're going to be one of at least 7 first-round draft picks over 3 years.
Yep.
That's a really good way to start a rebuild. Obviously, all 7 of those guys probably aren't going to hit. Probably aren't going to be the stars we're hoping for. But having 7 cracks at it is really good. You may get more. by the end of that. But yeah, and just a quick hello to Huggy Bear from Alberta.
Hey.
Nice to see you.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Hope you're staying warm.
Awesome profile pic there and name. So thanks for joining us. I guess the Battle of Alberta doesn't interest you that much.
I got a comment from Nate. Said, speaking of McDavid, did you see John Scott's quote
Scott is
about
a
him
dope.
today?
I can't
Well, that's
believe
the
he
thing.
said
John
that.
Scott is not a dope, but I feel like he's
When he
fallen
says
into
stuff
the
like
trap-
that,
it's-
he's a
he's fallen
meathead.
into the trap of hot takeriness.
Yeah.
Here's the quote: Connor McDavid is the best player in the world, but if I'm building a playoff team right now, he's not in my top 5 picks.
Well, then your playoff
It's
team is
stupid.
losing in the first
That's
round.
really
Stupid.
dumb.
It's really stupid.
Can we? Yeah, this is.
Remember that series in the bubble? Remember that? Let's live in that time. Connor McDavid was an absolute nightmare. Every time he touched the puck,
Yeah.
he was a threat to
The
score.
Oilers haven't won a Stanley Cup because Connor McDavid sucks in the playoffs.
Right.
They haven't gotten past the conference finals because they've got nobody else besides that top line, and they've never had a goalie since. Connor
Imagine
McDavid
Connor
was there.
McDavid playing on a team with competent goaltending and a defense that isn't a nightmare on half of the nights.
In the
Imagine a
pl-
playoff team that could with competent defense, competent goaltending, and then Connor McDavid.
In the playoffs, Connor McDavid has 55 points in 37 games.
Yeah,
No, don't want him. Loser.
Come on.
Don't want him. Go punch somebody,
Dude,
John
John-
Scott. Not me,
it's-
but somebody.
He wouldn't dare.
It's
whoop his ass,
it's a
Greg.
different type. It's a different mentality. Like when the punchy guys from the old days of the NHL get on TV or on a podcast or on things, like more often than not, their old school mentality is going to make them overthink a very simple question.
Yeah.
Build me the best playoff hockey team right now. You get the first pick. Is it Connor McDavid?
Yes.
Nah, I want a two-way guy who's going to do the hard stuff. You're overthinking it with your punchy brain. Like, you take the best player, the best physically gifted player on this earth, and then you go from there.
Yep. Connor McDavid is on my team, playoff, regular season, preseason. If he's on the draft board, he's going number 1 every time.
For playing
regardless of the
field
situation.
hockey, Connor McDavid's on my
Yeah.
team.
I mean, it's just an insanely stupid thing to say in order to get a reaction.
Yep.
And here we are
That's it.
talking about
Yep.
it.
There we are.
All right, let's
It
stop. In the meantime, Greg, can you tell me how I could save money at my facility that I own?
If you, as a matter of fact,
Your Green Ridge
I
meat
can.
facility.
I can have.
meat storage facility.
I can teach you how to save money while your freezer runs to keep all your meat products
Yeah.
nice
Ooh,
and
nice.
fresh. The ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is committed to helping families and businesses in the communities they serve save money and energy. ComEd offers free facility assessments that can help find energy-saving opportunities, whether it's lighting, HVAC systems, commercial kitchen equipment, or industrial processes. An authorized engineer will work with you to develop a detailed assessment plan specific to your goals and needs. These can be done in person or virtually and last approximately 2 hours. Within 3 to 4 weeks, customers will receive a report detailing energy efficiency projects that they can start working on immediately. Each recommendation will include estimated energy savings, project costs, potential incentives, and simple payback. Don't wait. Start saving money and energy right now. For energy-saving tips and to schedule your free facility assessment, go to comed.com/poweringbiz, B-I-Z. Ready to sign up for a facility assessment, you say? Well, you can call ComEd at 1-855-433-2700 during normal business hours, which is not right now, to speak to a ComEd Energy Efficiency Program representative. That's a mouthful. Email businessee@comed.com or request an assessment online on their website at comed.com/facility assessment.
And with all that money you're saving on your energy bills, you can spend it on trips to warmer weather and go golfing and wear your Pins and Aces golf apparel. Pins and Aces is the official golf apparel partner of CHGO and the presenting sponsor of the Big Drive Energy Golf Podcast on the All City Network. They are a family-owned and operated golf and apparel business, making amazing polos, hats, golf bags that can be customized, and even the fan favorite, innovative beer sleeve that goes right there into your bag and can store up to 7 beers right inside your bag. Keep them cold the entire round. So check out pinsandaces.com to look at all of their amazing apparel and golf accessories. And when you do, use the code CHGO. You're going to get 15% off of your first order, and you're going to get free shipping on that order. Again, that's the promo code CHGO at pinsandaces.com. Boy, I am thirsty for some golf time. We have a little I don't know if it's a Nerf or whatever, little baseball bat over here. I was taking some golf swings with that. I gotta get out and swing a club.
Top golf is heated, or those indoor golf ranges.
I gotta find one.
Yeah.
I didn't get the golf simulator I asked for Christmas.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Damn you, Santa.
Come on, step it up.
It's a tough one.
Well, it is time now for our DraftKings King of the Contest. That's probably mixing it up. We say King of the Game all the time. And a little bit of a curveball.
Oh,
we have
first
the
ever
Queen of the Game.
Queen of the Game.
Congratulations to Kyle Davidson and his wife Angelica on the birth of their daughter Willa. 6 pounds, 13 ounces, 0 goals, 328 time of birth. Welcome to the world, Willa Davidson. And congrats to the Blackhawks GM and his wife on the birth of their daughter.
She tied for the leading goal scorer on the Blackhawks tonight.
That's
Congratulations.
She scored as many goals as any
First
other
game
Hawk
out, and she fit right in.
Her blue line is through the roof.
Yeah, congratulations to
awesome.
The Davidson family, and happy birthday, Willa, our first ever DraftKings Queen of the Game.
Nice.
I got a nice comment from Diarrhea Dan and the Poo Poo Gang. Thanks for chiming in, Dan, and send our love to the gang. Says, hey guys, great show tonight. Lots of great topics discussed. Yeah, we appreciate that, Diarrhea Dan and the Poo Poo Gang. If you're all watching from your, I assume, recording studio, thank you so much, and we can't wait for that new album to drop, so to speak. That's not really the best word to use for.
And right now, I'm going to say it. Diarrhea Dan and the Poo Poo Gang are our honorary second DraftKings King of the Game.
Oh, boy. Well, I think that's as good a time as any to get to our tank standings. But first, we have 62 likes. You want a bonus spin? No, we have 62 viewers. 59 likes. Bonus spin? What are we saying? What are we setting at? We got 59 likes. We're going to say 65 or 70. We're going to be greedy? We're going to be generous.
How many members of the Poo Poo Gang are there?
How many gang members?
How big is your gang?
All right, we'll say 66.
66.
In honor of Mario Lemieux.
Yes.
One of my all-time favorites. Hit 66, we'll get a bonus spin. All right, but let's take a look at the tank standings right now.
Oh, boy.
It's one of those shows, fellas.
Keeping us sane. Another awful night.
Mario's gone. All right. The Blackhawks, your Chicago Blackhawks, lead the tank standings with 20 points in 33 games. The Anaheim Ducks with 22 points in 35. The Blue Jackets, 22 and 33. Arizona, 27 and 32. They were beating the Avalanche 3-1. It is now 3-3 at last check. And the San Jose Sharks with 28 points
wait a minute.
in
Time
35
out.
games.
It says 4-2 Coyotes. They might have had that third goal wiped out for some reason. 4-2 Coyotes with 3 minutes to play in the second period.
Beautiful.
They may be dropping off our tank standing boards altogether.
They could be.
What in the world is going on?
I love it.
Nobody would have predicted that.
No longer part of the Poo Poo Gang.
No. There is the regular gang.
I'm
just going to stop.
Can we rename the tank standings the Poo Poo Gang?
I'm in great danger of losing this show, so we got to wrap it up soon. All right. We got 60. How many likes? 60. All right. 2 spins.
2 spins.
2 spins is all we get at the tank lottery simulator. Thanks to our friends at Tankathon, who don't pay us, but they give us the tank standings, and we greatly appreciate their insight on the show. All right, Steven, fire up the wheel.
Let's save that to see how this lottery ends.
All right, here comes the first spin. And the Hawks get the first overall pick.
And Montreal, and they're 11% chance.
Montreal moves up 5 spots. Wow.
That was another pre-show conversation. We have a 5 and a 6% chance. That means we have an 11% chance. No, that means you have a 5 and a 6% chance.
Man.
You don't.
No, that is not how math works.
All right, one more spin.
For fun.
I don't know. Yeah, let's see what happens.
All right,
Let's see if they
do
can
it.
land
Let's do it.
Bedard and Fantilli.
Yep. Oh, is it? Did we break it?
We're gonna have to refresh here.
Oh, we broke
we
it.
broke the
There we
Tankathon.
go.
All right, we should be
Okay.
good.
There we go.
All right, spin it up.
It's taking a long time right now.
goodness.
Oh, wow.
This
They're
is
really,
killing me
it's
too
really
much.
thinking.
Oh, no.
I think we broke Tankathon.
We did. Well, that's good. We broke it with Chicago getting the number 1
Too
pick.
many spins.
Oh my
Oh, well.
lord!
All
One last
right.
try here.
It's,
All right, let's try again.
Reset.
All right, let's try one more time.
Oof.
Not as good.
Yuck.
Yeah.
San
Should've just
Jose,
stopped.
Vancouver, Chicago. Oh, Vancouver gets Adam Fantilli. Oh, bite me.
Yikes.
No, they'll
de-
probably Galaxy brain it and take Mitchkoff.
They don't deserve Fantilli.
We are at 64 likes.
That's too bad. we said 66.
Man.
Sorry. So yeah, we're gonna wrap. Didn't we bank one last show though?
We did.
We banked
Yes,
one
we
last
did.
show. They
We
earned it
had a
last show.
bank.
Fine, we'll get one more
That's
spin.
right.
All right.
We'll do one more. Sorry
I
to throw you
remember
that
that. We
curveball
had
there,
the bank.
Steven. All right, let's do one more. If it doesn't crash on us again, we should have stopped when we were ahead.
Ugh.
there it
Third.
is.
We did
Anaheim, San Jose.
And we did just
Chicago.
get 66 likes. We
All
did.
right.
California Hockey Club.
All right, one more then. One more.
All right, one more.
Can't end on the third.
Come on.
Ugh.
Jeez.
Get out of here with this.
San Jose, Arizona, Chicago. Bad.
Yeah, well,
My
Leo-
dad texted me today. I'm hearing a lot about Leo Carlson. I'm like, that's a nightmare scenario. Nothing against him, but oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
boy.
Hey, at least the Blues didn't get the number 1 pick in any of those spins.
That's true.
Yeah, that's good.
Tankathon was on a Blues kick there for a
Yeah,
while.
they were.
Moral victory.
They were.
Craig Berube. His giant Berubees.
Well.
All right, let's wrap it up before we are thrown off of YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow at 2:30. We did not get into it today, but we're going to spend a lot of time on the World Junior Championships tomorrow. Talking about Bedard, talking about Fantilli. If you missed it,
We will yell and scream for an hour about Michigan attempts.
Yes.
And the real Canadian.
how dare these kids have fun? We'll talk about that. I wrote about it in my Blackhawks beat this morning. If you want to check that out, also previewed the week ahead. And after this game, we've got our 3 Hawks hits coming up. I wrote it tonight, so jump on that and we'll appreciate it. So thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 2:30. Do we have a final result of the poll, Steven? Our
Yes,
Stay
we
Lock
do.
in,
We do. So
Are we starting Staylock?
it was, should Alex Stalock be the starting goaltender moving forward? Yes, was 55% of the vote.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay. All right.
Nice.
So it
All
was
right.
close.
Can you take a screenshot of that for me so I can put it in my Hawks hits?
Absolutely, I can.
All right, we'll talk to you all tomorrow on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.